It's the season of sacking apparently, as Solskjaer is done at Besiktas.
Couldn't care less.
A third place finish got him the sack, a year after Jose. The club have given Burak Yilmasmåen an interview though, and he's gonna take it. No. Don't worry, it's not like he's actually going there. He's just taking the interview to waste their time. I told them I don't want to work with their director of football, and would need a lot more money to get the job done.
Oh, no, hang on. I've just realised.
What?
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
They ended up not giving me the job offer. But I really like the idea of a manager taking an interview with their rivals just to waste their time. As for our board, they keep projecting improvements to our youth recruitment and junior coaching budget. So it's gonna be tough to get further up the table, as we're also dead last in the season preview once again. And it's not gonna be easier when Yigit is leaving for Samsunspor. But apparently he left 127 years ago. And when Galatasaray come in with a laughable offer for the Nisley, which makes our captain very angry. I said to him if he'd let me develop a few players, we can qualify for Europe. But he just said he can't leave his career in the hands of kids. So I say I can't let him leave for less than 20 million. He says no, and we leave it there. So our captain is pissed off, and now 3 new players come marching into my office to complain about how I handled it with the Nisley. Give me a break, man! Time to praise everyone for every little thing they do. Well done for coming on time, Haidar. Thank you for picking up the trash, Duran. Well done on being here, Denizli. As we move into the season opener, the only positive thing is that the training and youth facilities have been upgraded, so hopefully that'll help us this season. We start at home against Antalyaspor, and we open with Khan hitting the post after a nice team move. Erkan then missed a decent chance right before the interval, but right after, Soileme scored this outrageous banger off the bar from long range. That was actually the only goal as well, so we open with a win. Against Rizespor we went 1-0 down right before the interval. Nothing happened until the 82nd, as Kalafat played this brilliant ball over the top to Khan, who squares it for the angry lad Denizli to tap in. But we conceded in the 90th. A minute later though, Denizli scores again, but it's offside, so we lose 2-1. The 2 young lads who taken over for Denizli up top scored 1 each in our next game against Kocaelispor to get a nice 2-0 win.
Who in the blue hell are you?
Against Samsunspor, their strikers missed 2 good chances early on, before we actually took the lead. So against the run of play, Duran was the goal scorer, as he scored this rebound tap-in. A huge block from Hussein followed, before Duran was back at it again. A great passing move with some serious tiki-taki led to Duran scoring with a nice finish. Duran is on my mind, and his yen is fine dined. After they got a consolation goal, Duran decided to end his day slightly early, as he got his 2nd yellow after scoring a brace. What a lad! A horrific first half performance followed against Konyaspor, as we basically let Lawrence, who's become a pain in my ass, score twice. Erkan got a tap in for us to give us some hope, before Denizli decided to ruin our chances by handballing it in our box, so they got a pen which Prip scored. Another tap in from Erkan wouldn't do much good, as we lost 3-2. After taking the lead through Erkan in the next game, we collapsed and conceded twice before the break. But as Coley got his 2nd yellow in the 65th, we mounted a brilliant comeback. Erkan scored his 2nd in the 85th, before Khan scored in the 88th to get us the win. So a big thank you to Coley. The transfer window has now closed, and our boy of wonder, Alperen Denizli, has decided to stay at the club. The board have also given me a new 3-year contract, so life is good at Yeni Malatyaspor. And even better, Erkan has just won the Player of the Month for September.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
But it had to stop somewhere, as Bayram has damaged his kneecap and is out for a month, and it would get worse against Galatasaray. They scored this as our defenders just stood there, and then wonder kid Kusiasare scored this header. An outrageous volley from Khan gave us some hope, and we actually scored again in the 80th. but it was offside. So we expectedly lose 2-1 to Galatasaray. 5 minutes in against Hatayspor, Duran got tackled in their box, so we got a pen, which Amr Khan scored. But at the other end of the game, in the 92nd, we conceded. We only managed a 1-1 draw with Hatayspor, bro. What the hell? And to make it even worse, Amr Khan has just been injured for 2 to 3 weeks. But in the next game against Trabzonspor, we hit back in brilliant fashion. Denizli got us a pen, which he scored himself. And Bunyamin scored this great volley from Ekman's pullback pass after an incredible solo counter-attack from the latter in the 72nd. So we win 2-0 against Trabzonspor. That's huge. To keep us grounded though, Akarslan has now been injured. He's somehow managed to fall on his face and fractured his cheekbone. So he'll be playing with a mask for the next month. And we all know what happens then. His performances are gonna 3x. We've now got Fenerbahce away. The lad who took over from Jose Mourinho, Ismail Kartal, has just announced his retirement at the end of the season. So let's give him a retirement present before he gets wheeled into the old people's home. We lost 4-0. So that's that, I guess. That means though that we're in 7th after 10 games. We're actually quite competitive against everyone, except Fenerbahce of course. Our losses have been narrow losses, and it shows how far we've come. Before facing Adana Demirspor, we somehow lost to Adanaspor in the cup. Adana Demirspor though have actually bounced back from double relegation with double promotion. That's kinda nuts. We had an incredible opening 10 minutes, as Ekman scored twice, a tap-in and one from an incredible solo run. And as they got a penalty goal, we win 2-1. As Başakşehir's Crespo got a straight red for this challenge on Duran 7 minutes in, we dominated the game. As Erkan and Denizli ×2 got our goals in a 3-1 win. Denizli is finally back.
Hot damn!
Against Igdir, we took the lead in the 85th through Erkan. But we then managed to concede in the 91st, so a 1-1 draw. We then smashed Kasimpasa 5-2, as our strikers had a field day. Denizli got a goal, Erkan got a goal and an assist, and Amr Khan got a brace. But we then got smashed 5-2 by Alanyaspor. Their striker Göktan got a hat-trick in 35 minutes. The youth intake preview is here now though. But it's horror. We have C's at DM and AM, and otherwise it's just no. Just no. No.
What the f is that?
And to make things even worse, Yahya Çelik has once again won the Yeni Malatyaspor presidential elections. He just doesn't want to upgrade anything. So that's actually so annoying. You'll probably call me crazy for doing this, but I'm doing it anyway. I've decided to mold Haidar into a right wing back instead of his right wing position. He's performed rather badly all season, and Ekman has kind of taken his place. So I think he'll be of better use at the wing back position, as Emir Khan is declining and Chirac is struggling to improve. An easy goal from Amr Khan from a loose back pass meant we won 1-0 against Pendikspor. We then lost to Besiktas, a club that's going through managers like a hot knife through butter. They got a late goal to make it a 1-0 win. But we hit back, as Erkan came off the bench to get a brace in 12 minutes against Gaziantep. We then won 1-0 against Ankaragucu thanks to this finish from Demeli in quite a bad performance actually. As we're halfway though, we're in 5th. We've just climbed past Konyaspor as they lost to Galatasaray. And we're also only 3 points off 3rd. What's a start to this season? And now I'm genuinely thinking we can get European football. There's now been more fuss in the squad though. I recently lowered the playing time of Abdullah Çalık from important player to cup goalkeeper. So he naturally came into my office furious. I said he's not been in the best form as of late, so I had to lower it. And he just said, yeah alright, that's fair. I genuinely didn't know that was possible. Roma have also come in with an offer for Hussein. It's a fucking trial though. Who do you think you are?
You're so funny.
They then came in with an actual offer, which is just way too low to even consider letting him go. But Hussein actually didn't get angry, so that's a nice change at least. We started the second half of the season in brilliant fashion, as we won 3 straight. Duran scored this banger against Rizespor to make it a 2-0 win. Duran is on my mind, and Yeni's fine dined. Erkan then got a brace before Amr Khan scored this delightful chip to get us a 3-0 win over Antalyaspor. Before we won 2-0 against Kocaelispor as well, as Erkan and Ekmen got 1 each. Against Samsunspor there were no other highlights than these 2 goals, so we drew 1-1. An incredible solo run from Ekmen led to Erkan scoring the only goal in our 1-0 win over Konyaspor, before we smashed Istanbulspor 4-1, as Haidar, Erkan, Duran with this banger again.
This is a banger, and I know bangers! I know bangers!
And Erkan again got our 4 goals. We then got dealt 2 big blows, as both Soilemes and Amr Khan got injured in training, and they'll be out for a month. And because of that, we lost 2-1 to Galatasaray in a poor performance. An incredible late comeback followed against Hatayspor, as Haidar got both goals from his right wing back position. And by the way, he's actually learned it in record pace, as he's now accomplished at the position.
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
But we then lost 3-1 to Trabzonspor, our rivals for the European spots. The youth intakes here though, and that is once again pretty bad. At the top it says it's a golden generation, but on the right it says it's an average intake. The players don't look good though. We have 6 top talents, but no elite talents. So I think that's it, summed up pretty good. We've now got Fenerbahce, our last meeting with Ismail Kartal before his retirement. We concede 2 minutes in, from a corner. Vitally, we get the equalizer right before the interval, and then we get the lead right after. Amr Khan and Ekmen got those 2, before Erkan got us a pen, which Amr Khan scored to make it 3-1. So as they only scored once in the 92nd, we shock Fenerbahce to win 3-2 and give Ismail Kartal a very nice retirement gift. After doing all that to beat Fenerbahce, we somehow lose to newly promoted Adana Demirspor. What the hell? That loss means we're in 4th with 8 games to go. We've actually done so well. I'm quite baffled by it, to be honest. We did just lose to Adana Demirspor, but thankfully Antalyaspor lost 2. We smashed Başakşehir 3-0 in the next game, as Amr Khan got the opener before Denizli got himself a brace off the bench. And he continued against Igdir, as he got an assist to Amr Khan and then a goal to make it a 2-0 win. And then we lost, 1-0 to Kasim Pasa of all teams. But we hit back with a 2-1 win over Alanyaspor, as Denizli and Amr Khan keep scoring. Ekmen then got our opener against Pendikspor straight after coming on, before they got the equalizer, which cannot go further into the top corner. But up stepped Duran, like so many times before. Duran! 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 Duran is on my mind, and Yeni's fine dined. Ekmen then got his second off the bench to secure the 3-1 win. We've now got Besiktas in a game we can secure our place in Europe. We conceded 9 minutes in. But then, 20 minutes in, we turned on beast mode.
Welcome to Beast!
Amr Khan scored a brace in 7 minutes, before Duran scored with this nice finish. Duran! 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 So we smashed Besiktas 3-1 in a great comeback to officially qualify for Europe! And as we won 2-0 against both Gaziantep and Ankara-Gucu, we actually finished 3rd. Trabzonspor lost their final game, so we ended up a point ahead of them. We've qualified for the Europa League phase automatically, and we've overperformed like crazy. Jamil Bayram has performed very well, despite being touted as not good enough for the Super League. All 3 of our centre-backs have developed like crazy. Both Akarslan and Kalafat are now Super League standard players, while Hussein has become the arguable best player in our team. And he's gonna be seriously difficult to keep this summer. I've converted Haidar into a right wing back and he's been performing incredibly. Demeli has also developed nicely, but I'm slightly worried he's not gonna continue developing. Soilemes hasn't really developed a lot, but he has a huge valuation, so I think he'll become good. While our favorite Duran has performed nicely this season as well, but hasn't really developed a lot. Ekman's been so inconsistent, despite having the pro of consistency. So that's something he needs to work on. And finally, Amirkan and Erkan have both developed into incredible strikers and have ended up on the top scorer list. Erkan with 20 goals and Amirkan with 18. And they've actually played a lot more than a poorly performing Denizli. I'm hoping we can keep a hold of all our players, as we've now qualified for Europe, but it will still be very tough. And it's going to be so difficult combining the league with Europe with this small of a squad.
I'm tired.